The Battle of La Naval de Manila, fought in 1646, is a significant yet often underappreciated event in the history of the Philippines. This naval battle saw the Spanish colonial forces, aided by Filipino natives, achieve a series of remarkable victories against the formidable Dutch naval fleet. These victories were not only crucial in preserving Spanish sovereignty over the Philippines, but also played a key role in the religious and cultural history of the nation. The battle has since been enveloped in a tapestry of faith, valor, and miraculous events, culminating in an enduring legacy that is celebrated annually with the La Naval de Manila Festival. The 17th century was a period of intense maritime competition and conflict, primarily between the Spanish and Dutch empires. The Dutch East India Company (VOC) was aggressively expanding its influence in Asia, challenging Spanish and Portuguese dominance in the region. The Philippines, a vital Spanish colony since its discovery by Ferdinand Magellan in 1521 and subsequent colonization by Miguel López de Legazpi in 1565, became a strategic target for the Dutch. By the early 1640s, the Dutch had already established a foothold in Southeast Asia, controlling parts of what is now Indonesia and frequently raiding Spanish territories. The Philippines, with its strategic location and valuable resources, was a prime objective for the Dutch, who aimed to disrupt Spanish trade routes and weaken their colonial empire. In 1646, the Dutch launched a concerted effort to seize Manila, the capital of the Spanish Philippines. They assembled a formidable fleet, including well-armed galleons and other warships, to achieve this objective. The Spanish, however, were not unprepared. They had two galleons, the Nuestra Señora del Rosario and the San Diego, recently arrived from Mexico laden with supplies and treasure. These ships will become central to the Spanish defense. The first significant engagement occurred in March 1646 near Mariveles, a strategic point at the mouth of Manila Bay. The Spanish-Filipino fleet, consisting primarily of the two galleons mentioned earlier, was vastly outnumbered by the Dutch. Despite this, the Spanish commanders, Sebastián de Corcura and Agustín de Cepeda, decided to confront the Dutch head-on. The Spanish and Filipino defenders fought valiantly, utilizing their superior knowledge of local waters and their ships' robust construction to withstand the Dutch assault. The Dutch fleet, although technologically advanced and well-armed, struggled against the fierce resistance and the skilled maneuvering of the Spanish galleons. After several hours of intense combat, the Dutch were forced to withdraw, having suffered significant damage and losses. The second major engagement occurred in June 1646, when the Dutch attempted to blockade Manila Bay, intending to cut off supplies and reinforcements to the city. The Spanish, aware of the strategic importance of the bay, mounted a determined defense. They were reinforced by additional vessels and the unwavering support of the local populace. During this battle, the Spanish defenders displayed exceptional tactical acumen, employing hit-and-run tactics and utilizing the natural geography to their advantage. The Dutch fleet, unable to maintain the blockade under the constant pressure, was eventually forced to retreat. This victory was pivotal in ensuring that Manila remained well-supplied and capable of withstanding future attacks. The final and most decisive battle took place off the coast of Playa Honda in October 1646. The Dutch, seeking to redeem their earlier failures, assembled another fleet to launch a final assault on Manila. The Spanish-Filipino defenders, bolstered by their previous successes and their growing confidence, prepared for a climactic confrontation. The battle at Playa Honda was characterized by brutal close-quarters combat, with both sides exchanging heavy cannon fire and boarding actions. Despite being outnumbered, the Spanish galleons, supported by smaller vessels and local militias, managed to outmaneuver and outfight the Dutch. The Dutch fleet suffered catastrophic losses, with several ships sunk or captured, forcing them to abandon their campaign against Manila. The Battle of La Naval de Manila is not only remembered for its strategic and military significance, but also for the miraculous events associated with it. The Spanish and Filipino defenders, deeply religious, prayed fervently to the Virgin Mary for protection and victory. According to accounts, they carried a revered image of the Virgin of the Rosary aboard their ships, and many attributed their improbable victories to her divine intervention. Following their final victory at Playa Honda, the Spanish authorities declared the outcome a miracle. The image of the Virgin of the Rosary, later known as Nuestra Señora de la Naval de Manila, was enshrined in the Santo Domingo Church in Manila. This event marked the beginning of a tradition of annual celebrations and processions in her honor, known as the La Naval de Manila Festival, which continues to this day. The Battle of La Naval de Manila had far-reaching implications for the Philippines and its colonial masters. Firstly, it cemented Spanish control over the archipelago, ensuring that the Philippines remained under Spanish rule for another 250 years until the Spanish-American War in 1898. The battle also demonstrated the resilience and determination of the Filipino people, who played a crucial role in defending their homeland. Moreover, the miraculous aspect of the battle had a profound impact on the cultural and religious life of the Philippines. The annual La Naval de Manila Festival became a significant religious event, symbolizing faith, unity, and national pride. The Virgin of La Naval de Manila was venerated as a symbol of divine protection and intercession, reinforcing the deep Catholic faith of the Filipino people. In a broader historical context, the battle highlighted the complex dynamics of colonial power, resistance, and identity. It underscored the role of local populations in shaping the outcomes of colonial conflicts and the interplay between military strategy and religious belief.